Hey, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. I'm Darren, I'm your host, and today we have returning guests, Susie and Todd Bulloch of Hey Grill Hey. They got some exciting stuff they're going to share with us. I can't wait to get them on, so I'll be right back with Susie and Todd Bulloch of Hey Grill Hey.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
Hey y'all, it's Darren, and today I want to talk about the Inkbird Wi-Fi Rainproof 4 Pro barbecue thermometer that's brand new. The IBB Q4T has a rechargeable battery that can last up to 26 hours once it's fully charged, and you can monitor it from pretty much anywhere with the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi that it uses. It comes with the brand new Inkbird Pro app that you can monitor your meat and the temperature of the grill from pretty much anywhere. From your house, anywhere in the house, from your office, from the store, driving down the street. Inkbird makes some really awesome barbecue products, and this one is no exception. Check it out below with the link to Amazon. You can use the code that's listed for $30 off, making it only $70. Check out Inkbird and all their products. Now back to the Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. Welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. I'm your host, Darren, and I got special guests today, Susie and Todd Bulloch of Hey Grill Hey. I've had them on before, and I welcome them back. Susie, if they don't know who Hey Grill Hey is, I mean, they've probably been living under a rock, but I want to...
Or they haven't Googled a recipe for their smoker yet.
Exactly, because you're all over the place, and that's one of the things I was talking to Todd about a little bit before you came on, is how busy you guys are. So let's talk about a little bit who you are, how you got started, just briefly, so that the people who don't know who you are can go back and listen to my other podcast episode.
So I've been in the barbecue space for almost 8 years now, specifically as a recipe developer. I work for a company that manufactured wood-fired smokers, and that's how I kind of fell into the world of wood-fired cooking. Started Hey Grill Hey just over 5 years ago, retired Todd from his CPA career. And now he runs our product line, Patio Provisions, that carries our line of rubs and sauces and other barbecue accessories. And we also have an online barbecue school called the Grill Squad.
Boom. Boom. There you go. That's it. That's good. Because now if you want to know more, you can go back to the other podcast episode that Susie was on, where she gets a little bit more detail. But that's one of the things I want to talk about. We talked about this a little bit before, but I want to kind of expand on it. You're pretty much on all social media outlets. You've got a little bit of something, and you have your website that you started with your blog and your recipe school, and now you said you got the Grill Squad, which is a subscription type based product. Is the Backyard Barbecue on Facebook, the Facebook page for that? How does that fit into it? Is that part of the Hey Grill Hey? How did that start? Because you got a separate Hey Grill Hey page as well.
So the Hey Grill Hey page is kind of a fan page. You'll occasionally get more personal updates there. Backyard Barbecue started as a Facebook Watch channel back when Facebook Watch was launching a new platform, and they invited me to be one of the test subjects for their Facebook Watch platform. So that started specifically as a video channel, and then they ended up rolling out all of the same monetization tools to both channels. So now if either one, you can find our videos and our recipes, but Hey Grill Hey tends to have a little bit more personal content on it.
Yeah, I was noticing that the Backyard Barbecue page has a lot more followers to it. It's got over 2 million. So is that due to Facebook pushing it out there more initially?
Just when they were launching their watch program, they were showing that page to everybody.
Yeah, they kind of made that wide open for the growth. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know a couple other YouTubers that were invited to participate for a while, and I think they had some kind of program where it was like a 6-month period or a certain time period, and they paid a certain amount of money, and you had to do a certain amount of videos and stuff. And some of them stayed, some of them, kind of backed off and went back to YouTube some. But, I'm with you. I think you need to have some kind of presence in all social media. And it seems like you guys have a big presence in all of them, including your website still. I'm still work a full-time job. This is still part-time for me. So it's kind of hard for me to, I try to do a blog, but I find that suffers the most. I do YouTube, and I take my YouTube videos and I also put them on the Facebook as well. And I'm trying to expand both of those, but I'm juggling a lot of stuff. But you guys seem to be everywhere. How does that dip into your family life? I mean, because you guys are doing a lot.
Yeah, we are doing a lot. It was initially just us. Well, it was initially just me. Todd has been really supportive, but when I said, hey, I want to do this thing, he was working full time. We had 3 young children. And so I had to fit work in when I could, and not everything got the attention that it needed. It took me a couple of years to really start to get any kind of foothold anywhere. And when we really started to grow was when Todd actually took some of his own time after work too, and would stay up late helping me edit videos. And as we continued to grow, we continued adding help. So we have people that help us schedule out our social media posts now, and, do some of the difficult back end things on the website that I'm not technically skilled enough to know how to do, because it's impossible to know how to do everything. And my strength really does lie in making awesome barbecue recipes. So we've been fortunate enough that those recipes have allowed us to build a business where we can hire other people that are passionate and great at what they do, and help us manage our different social presences and edit our videos for us and help us film videos. And so, we've grown with the help of others for sure.
That help's been huge, because we could kind of see her creative fire starting to dwindle a little bit, because she was so overcome by all of the logistical things of running this. So once we finally got some people in place, so she created this huge thing she called her undo list. So what do I love? What do I love doing, and what do I know is important, but I don't love so much doing? And then we found people and grouped some of these undo items together and hired a couple people, and that was scary, because you're taking initially money out of your own pocket, really, to pay these people to do these things. But the growth that came from that, and the freedom it gave her to be creative in the recipe development process, and to be more herself on social media, on Instagram stories and different places, like it just blossomed and bloomed. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to do everything myself so I can really understand, and there's no way I could get anywhere near any kind of growth. Once I'm kind of setting myself up to where I can retire here in a few years, and then I can put 100% effort into it, and then maybe get to a point where I can hire some people to do some of the stuff that I don't like to do. Like I have a hard time with the SEO stuff, with the, that's something I can't wrap my head around. It takes time. That's even like with the blog, it takes so much time, and editing videos. I just now figured out I can edit my podcast, where I can do a video podcast and edit it all at once as an audio and video podcast. I was doubling my work. I was editing the video and then editing the audio podcast, different. So now I'm combining a lot of that stuff, but I can understand how it could just, especially when you're trying to grow, it stunts your growth, and you really don't have the time to do what you want to do, or be as personable on your videos and stuff, because you're just, always got other things in your mind, oh, now I got to go edit this. Now I got to go do this. I got to try to market myself. But what kind of, how many people do you have working for you now doing some of the backwood stuff that you don't want to do?
So Todd and I are both full-time. We also have 3 additional full-time employees, and then we have a couple of contract employees, and we work with a couple different agencies that help us manage our ads and our SEO and some other big picture
stuff.
Business, website technical stuff like that. So we've kind of assembled our dream team around us, and it's like you said, your bandwidth, really, you can only do so much.
Right.
And I like to think that I work pretty creatively, and that my mind's pretty creative, and a lot of my best recipes come, when I have the freedom to try a bunch of things and test a bunch of things. And that also takes a lot of time. And so, really being able to devote my time into the stuff that I love the most is, I think, what has helped us to continue to grow. And like you said, you learn these little tricks about becoming more efficient. And so I got really good at using my time, and I got really dedicated. So when I'm testing recipes on recipe days, like, be careful coming into the kitchen because 17 things are happening at once. There's 4 different pots on the stove that are boiling different sauces. I have all of the spices out of the spice rack as I'm testing combinations.
And I get to do all those dishes.
And that's another thing. I think part of Todd's full-time job description is my dish doer because he gets to help clean up. And so, yeah, it's definitely been a crazy journey as we've grown, and there have been some growing pains and some times where I just am like, okay, I either have to burn it down or we need help because I can't do anymore.
Well, but it's a good problem to have, though, because you know that if you're that busy and you're that, you're that popular, so people are paying attention to you, and that's a good thing because, you're developing a good fan base that are going to grow with you, and they'll understand too. So let's talk about the Grill Squad. So that has really started to catch fire for you. And so how did you end up putting that together, and what do you offer the Grill Squad people when they sign up for it?
So we launched the Grill Squad almost 2 years ago. Actually, we launched the Grill Squad before we launched our product line because I noticed that there was a lot of information or barbecue classes online that really catered to the competition barbecue crowd. And that is a very specialized skill set. And there were classes teaching you how to expertly trim a chicken thigh or how to cook a brisket for a competition barbecue box, how to build a box. And I didn't know anybody that cooked that way in their own backyards. So I kind of felt like there needed to be something for people that were just as dedicated to backyard barbecue, but maybe didn't really necessarily care to jump into the competition scene. They just wanted to make better barbecue for their families so that they could feed the people that they loved and bring people together. And so that's how the Grill Squad was born. I think
it was a lot of it was like when we first got into this, so we didn't have anything other than a few forums and maybe a couple really cheaply made YouTube videos, because I'm like, I want to learn how to smoke meat, but there really wasn't anything out there. And so we wanted to create a course that we felt comfortable with, that when we were looking, if we would have had this would have been it. This would have really helped us. This is the food we wanted to make.
Right.
So I got it pulled up here so people can see it on your website. And so it kind of explains, you got video courses. Do you also do like live, especially only for the Grill Squad? Do you do?
We do. So the Grill Squad has a unique Facebook page, and we do live videos within the Facebook page every single month. The Grill Squad gets its own unique newsletter and discounts that I come across and set up specifically for the Grill Squad. They also have a permanent discount to our product company, Patio Provisions. Look, we even have ourselves in the logo.
Yeah.
And
I like Todd's hat there.
Right?
I gotta look cool wherever
yes.
I go.
And so there are 4 meat-specific master classes. So we cover brisket, we cover smoked chicken, we cover pulled pork, and we cover pork ribs. There's also an additional meat master class on steak, the different cuts of steak that you'll find at the store and different methods for preparing steak. We have a how-to for meat buying, essentially, so people feel more confident going to the meat counter and getting the meats that they want. And each of our master classes has a workbook that accompanies it that is packed full of information for the backyard enthusiast. You can follow along with video classes. At the end of the master class workbooks, it also includes barbecue journals so that you can track your specific cooks for each of those individual meats and take notes. And it's pretty great. We love the Grill Squad.
Now, how long did it take you to put this together?
We built it in 2 separate segments. So we first built it 2 years ago and launched it, and it was integrated to the website, Hey Grill Hey. So it was under the Hey Grill Hey domain, but it was causing some issues with site speed and loading to have a really info heavy behind a paywall kind of a platform built into the website. So we just took it off the website and relaunched it, and it's bigger and better than ever. We just relaunched it in March, beginning of March.
Yeah, like
so
a week before coronavirus.
Yeah, it's only been live again for a couple of months, and our community there, I think, is the biggest asset. There's a ton of great information, which is awesome, but everyone is coming into that community either through Facebook or email or within the Grill Squad platform itself with the best attitude. There's none of the occasional barbecue bravado that we see that's like, oh, stick burners only, pellet burners, like whatever, you know, or my grandma did it this way, that's the only way. Everybody is so supportive and open and willing to share. And Todd and I are the moderators in the Grill Squad Facebook group. So we answer questions directly. We have live videos with Q&As monthly. And it's kind of like this all access pass to our barbecue brains, our barbecue philosophy, and our barbecue family. And we love our Grill Squad crew.
Yeah, and that's a thing, you know, I'm in a lot of the barbecue groups, of course, on Facebook, and you get that all the time. Even in my group, which I concentrate on, you know, sous vide and barbecue working together, I still get the occasional barbecue meathead in there that's like, you got to use mustard, you know, as a binder for everything. You got to cook your brisket to 210, you know, that just beat up on people.
There's only one way, right?
There's only one way, and I'm so opposite of that. I like to experiment. I like to cook different things, different ways, 100 different ways. And to me, there's no perfect way or the only way to do it. And that's what I kind of focus on. And I think that's what, since you have such a diversity of your videos and your recipes, that's the kind of people that you attract.
Yes.
You just don't show, all right, here's how I'm going to cook a brisket on a stick burner, you know, like 100 times the same thing, you know, which there's people that's what they want, you know, you know, competition cooking, you know, or where, you know, you're cooking it for a judging competition where they only want it a certain way, or there's very, very, you know, little room to wiggle or make it your own, you know. There seems to be a lot of these type of classes and stuff getting a lot more popular, of course, like with master class, and there's a couple barbecue ones out there now that like a lot of the competition barbecue people are putting together. But I think yours is so much different because it's focused on somebody cooking in his backyard and wanting to cook for their family, not competitors or, you know, going there and seeing who's, you know, brisket got a 10 out of, you know, whatever. It's to actually please your family and your friends.
And that's what it's all about. And hold on, really fast. One thing that we say all the time is that this is designed to be a stepping stone. Yeah. You know, we don't care what you're cooking on. We'll give you guidelines for time and temperature. We'll give you guidelines on how to build your own rubs and sauces so that you can create flavor profiles that you like in your own home, in your own backyard. It's not some secret formula of 3 rubs and 4 sauces that you can only get for $12 a piece down at the local barbecue pro shop. It's very much designed to be a good foundation for better barbecue at home. Yeah,
you're the one who knows your own tastes, and that's
exactly.
I try to tell people all the time, create your own rubs. It's fine. I use, you know, store-bought rubs and pre-made rubs occasionally if I like them, but I love creating my own rubs because I know how much salt I like. I know how much sugar I like in a rib rub. I know how much pepper. I know how much, you know, my own palate and what my family likes. So I can adjust that, and it's very simple, and it's actually cheaper than going and, you know, paying, you know, for some big barbecue guy's rub that, you know, it's the same ingredients you could whip up yourself and probably, you know, adjust it to your own palate so much easier.
And that's what's kind of fun is we actually, I mean, we're in the rub and sauce game too. We sell our rubs and sauces, but most of our recipes are on the website. If you want to make them for free, or just for the cost of ingredients, absolutely, please do that. And then you can customize it, because even today we got an email from somebody who said, oh, that sweet rub is too spicy. But we'll get an email on the same day from somebody else that says, man, that sweet rub is too sweet. Like, there's no way with a bottled rub to be able to please every single person's palate. But when you are making something from scratch, you can taste, you can adjust. And that's actually another one of our master classes in the Grill Squad, is making your own rubs and sauces. Because I think it's such an important building block of barbecue, and it's something that really allows the backyard home cook to elevate their game and, you know, really bring a level of something they're excited about. But if they love our stuff and they would like to purchase it for convenience, totally an option.
Like I said, I buy pre-made rubs too. I adjust pre-made rubs. A
lot of people do.
Somebody gave me a big thing of Bad Byron's butt rub once, and that stuff is so salty, and I adjusted it. But, you know, I could take that rub that's a pre-made rub and make it my own by, you know, adding some sugar to it, or, you know, putting some garlic or something that knocks down the salt. So, you can adjust store-bought rubs to your own taste as well. So it's just giving people the confidence to be able to create their own taste or know what their taste is. That's what I love doing as well. So
It was really cool. So we also do monthly challenges in the Grill Squad. So I think for May, the monthly challenge was to watch that master class about creating your own rub and sauce and coming up with your own and submitting the recipe. And then for the live video that month, Susie and I made those rubs and sauces and tasted them live and picked a winner.
Yeah.
So we do giveaways. We're always giving our products away, and we're finding people that want to partner with us that they'll want to do a specific discount code
Yeah.
But it's really cool because a lot of people after 6 months or so, it's $75 a year, but people will continue to pay that. We found just because they want to stick in the community. They just
Right.
want to stay there, and they
Yep.
want to be the person that's, offering help in the Facebook group, because they figured it out. And we actually saw it in action. We in our new house, our neighbor joined the Grill Squad, and he smoked his first brisket yesterday, and he nailed it on his first
awesome.
try. So like what we did with the master class is it took us 5 to 10 briskets until we really mastered the brisket. And now not even then. Yeah, we still don't master it, but like to the point where it's like showable and edible to a crowd, right? But he nailed it on his first try, and he gave us some, and we were able to share that with our family, and our kids loved it and ate it. And I don't know, I think the knowledge that she has in her brain and the way that she's able to present that to people in video form, it's incredible. And I think people catch onto that and they learn from it and they love it, and I think that's why it's been so successful.
Well, I think what you said, the word that stuck out to me was confidence. When I started barbecue, that was the one thing that I lacked the most. And so every time somebody was coming over and I had to smoke something, I was like, I just tried this new thing. I don't know if it's going to turn out. Sorry. I hope you like it. Sorry. Oh, the ribs are tough. Oh, this, that, sorry, the brisket's dry. I have no idea what I'm doing, because the resources were just so thin way back. It doesn't feel like 8 years ago was a long time ago, but in the internet world, it kind of was. And so now to see people who step into the game just like I was for the first time and make something delicious that they don't have to be concerned about or like scared of or apologetic for, that confidence is really valuable to, I think, a backyard barbecue person.
But yeah, I mean, that's my whole point of starting mine too, is to, a lot of the times people hear like the sous vide method of cooking, they get scared and they're like, oh man, that's something it's only, high end chefs can do that. And even with barbecue, only like Myron Mixon can make a perfect brisket. And our job is to make it so simple for them that they have the confidence to start and then try. And then when they start getting these little successes, or, hey, I almost got it, but they get interested in it, and then they try to learn more. And then 6 months down the road, they're out there, cooking on their own and getting a lot more confident. And yeah, I think that's what excites me about it, is when people come back and go, hey, I tried your recipe, that you had out there, a couple months ago, and I changed it a little bit. I made it perfect for me. And it's like, great. That's what I want you to do.
That's the dream, right?
Yeah. I don't want you to say your recipe was the best. I want you to say I changed it a little, or, I did something just a little bit different and made it my own, because that's what I want people to do. So yeah, that's the Facebook group here is, page is pretty much, it's got all your links to all your videos, of course, but you also have some other groups like the barbecue and grilling recipes, tips and tricks. I know you have that one going on. You got the Hey Grill Hey. Now, do you have people that manage all that stuff for you, or do you guys physically go in and manage?
I am on Facebook every day. We do have a social media manager that helps with the scheduling. So when I get a post published, a new recipe is coming out and the post hits the website, we have a social media manager that helps us ensure that it goes out to all of our social media channels. But I'm definitely still on there every day, helping answer questions, engage with comments, and, be a part of the kind of culture of Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you also, when you release a video, you release it on all platforms at once? Do you stagger them? Do you put it
We
on?
stagger it a little bit. It usually hits YouTube first and then Facebook about an hour later, and IGTV is typically around the same time as Facebook.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I want to talk about the latest thing here, and I want to share the screen here. So hopefully I share the right screen this time and not the wrong one. There we go. So this just came out back on June 26th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When the episode came out. And I was really excited about it. I watched it and loved it. And how was this episode on the Food Channel? How did it affect you guys?
I mean, this was kind of a real fulfillment of a dream for me. When I first got started with Hey Grill Hey, the website itself, I kept brainstorming ways I could get my name out there, or brainstorming ways I could tell more people about the website. You know, you're always working on growing your brand presence, and so people will come check you out and see what you're all about. And so I started emailing local lifestyle TV shows and just saying, hey, I do this thing. I was actually in a competition at the time. I entered my recipe into a national meat recipe competition, and I was in the final 8 of this competition. So I emailed and I was like, hey, maybe me and a couple other Utahns that are in this competition could come on and do a segment. And I kind of pitched the idea to, I think, 4 different TV lifestyle shows. And I didn't hear back from any of them for like 2 weeks. I was like, oh, this is terrible. But one emailed me back and they said, how about you just come on? Why don't you just come on and we can do something? And I was like, okay. I kind of pitched it as a group thing because I was a little bit terrified to go on TV as just me. I'd never done anything like that before. I'd never cooked on television before. I panic dyed my hair bright red. I'm not kidding. I went to the grocery store, bought a box of Ariel Little Mermaid red hair color, dyed my hair red the night before I went on TV for the first time. I was very nervous. I don't know what I was thinking. But I went and did this TV segment, and it was like instant energy. It was one of the most fun things I had ever done. I didn't even hit all of the talking points. I invited people to my house and timed myself. I rehearsed the whole thing through so that I could get feedback. I was seriously so distraught about having to do this show. But as soon as the cameras turned on and the lights turned on, it was like go time. And I was laser focused, and it was just the most fun. And
it was awesome.
I walked off of that stage and I told Todd, I was like, I want to know how to do that for a living. That was the most fun I can remember having in a very long time. And it kind of grew from that moment to I'm going to figure out how to get on Food Network. I'm going to have my own Food Network show one day. And Todd was like, that seems unlikely, but cool. And so to be sitting here 5 years later and even have that page pull up on the internet is absolutely mind-boggling. It's been a long 5 years, and there's been a lot of ups and downs getting to that point. You know, I was on Barbecue Brawl last summer. I've judged a couple of Food Network TV shows. I've been on Beat Bobby Flay and lots of little things, but never did I have my own show. And so to see that dream fulfilled is really, really cool.
So I watched it and it was great, but I did watch the credits that I did see Bobby Flay's name there as one of the producers. So
yeah.
So was he involved in getting that show for you, or?
So he actually owns the production company that produced my show. So Rock Shrimp is one of Bobby Flay's businesses, and they produce Beat Bobby Flay, and they also produce Barbecue Brawl, and that was the show that I was with Bobby on last summer. So that's how we met, and my introduction to his production company kind of started. And it was such a great experience working with them on Barbecue Brawl, incredibly professional, very timely. Everything was so organized that when they called up and said, hey, can we talk? I was like, yes, I would love to work with you guys some more. It was a great production company to work with.
Well, I want to make sure everybody knows that they can watch the episode. It's on the Food Network app. I know I've watched it. that's where I watched it, because I missed it when it came out live on the show. But unfortunately, I watched it a couple times just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But how was it having that shot at your house though, with your family there and all that?
It was amazing shooting it with our family. It actually was not my home that we filmed it in. We had to shoot on location simply because not every house and every kitchen is conducive to a full production crew.
Right. You mean you don't have a full, studio type kitchen?
I don't have a studio kitchen. I don't have 20-foot tall ceilings where we could put swinging lights above. But it was really close to our home. It was just a cute little 3-acre homestead ranch that was 5 minutes from our house.
Is it something they have set up to do this kind of thing at, or?
Yeah, it's a kitchen that they use for instructional purposes and classes, and it's really an amazing space. So I was grateful to have that be my home for the day as we filmed with our studio. But I really do think the most special thing was having my family, because when your family's there, it feels like home no matter where you are.
Right.
And so to have them there filming with us that day, and we really were celebrating my daughter's birthday. That's what the whole episode was about, was steak and cake, and she picked the menu for that day. And I thought there was nothing better in the world than, we're all about feeding your family. That's one of the main tenets of the entire website and all of our social channels, is to help people make better barbecues so they can feed the people they love. And so to have my daughter be the one that got to hand select the menu, she picked her cake, she picked the steaks, she picked the sweet potato stacks. To have her have that level of involvement was really special for me as her mom, and I think it'll be a good memory for her to have forever too, because that moment in her life is now documented forever.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Well, the show itself, it just really drove home the fact to me that how cooking is a family thing. It can bring the whole family together, and the way you taught, showed how you cooked the steaks and did the cake, and how it really showed how the whole family can get involved and be, this is why we do what we do. This is why you cook, so you can, please your family and have, your family over and celebrate things. So
yeah,
it was really an awesome episode. And like I said, I watched it a couple times, and it's a great episode. It just really reflects you guys too. From watching your videos throughout the years, I've seen how you always are a great teacher first, and you're always about family, and your family working together. Todd quitting his job to help you do this, and it's all about family, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, the reaction was really cool. I'm logged in on my phone to all of her social media accounts, so I can go help her answer questions, and sometimes I'll be answering her direct messages and stuff. But just to see the amount of people that came in, there was this huge flow of new people that had been watching the show right before, and were like, wow, you're just adorable, and I love you, and I can't wait for more episodes, and you've got a new Instagram follower. So we saw a lot of that, but mostly we saw people that already cheered us on and supported us, just still there, still cheering us on and supporting us even louder. And it was just really awesome to see that support.
Yeah.
And they're telling their friends and family about you as well, saying, hey, I know that person, I deal with them on Facebook or whatever. But I mean, it was great to see that. And I hope that they, come out with some more episodes. I know that's kind of up in the air right now, but
coronavirus and, everything. Nobody's filming anything right now, actually.
I know. Yeah, it's the world's going crazy, but I'm hoping that it settles back down here soon, and we can see more episodes, and it'll help you guys grow even more. And is there any other projects you got going on besides that huge one right there?
As far as TV goes, there's a couple things here and there, kind of minor. I mean, but there were a couple big things she was going to be a part of that they called, last week she got the call and said, we're not even doing it because we can't do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we just kind of have to keep doing our own thing, and we are filming one thing from our house for a show that'll happen, in the next couple months, and we'll announce more when we can on that. But so that'll be fun. It's just a small segment. It's not a big deal, but I mean, we're trying to really latch on to what our YouTube videos are going to be like, kind of different, less of Susie standing in the kitchen and at the grill, like instruction. And we want more kind of like YouTube handheld behind the scenes, more family involved. I don't know. We're still trying to hone in on exactly what we want it to look like. So the first few videos we do from here on out might be a little awkward, but I think it's gonna be fun.
So are you trying to do something a little different for YouTube only, or is that how you're going to do it? Or
well, we have videos filmed. Like I said, we batch film and produce things a lot. So we have videos filmed through July, but you know, we have people that come and help us film, and so now it's just us. We get to do everything again. It's like we're going backwards a little bit. So yeah, we're just trying to figure out our new style. I think everybody's adjusting right now. Everybody's figuring out, you know, how do we keep making awesome content in this time?
right.
And so we're testing a couple new different styles of videos. So if you watch them, you guys will have to give us some feedback. They're going to be a little bit different than our, you know, we call them stand and stirs before, where it's just me standing and, you know, presenting the food, and a little bit more dynamic. And we actually just filmed a recipe that I had never cooked before. So it was kind of a fun, like, let's hang out and see how this works kind of a situation. Yeah. Because people don't see behind the scenes on testing days. They just see the beautiful finished product with the lovely photos. And so it was kind of fun to film a video that was new, and that, you know, I'm saying, I think it's going to take this long. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I've done some experimental videos before, and they seem to be, you know, some people hate them, some people like them. You know, when you're like, hey, I've never done this before, let's try it out. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you know, oh, well. And I've had those type of videos before. So, yeah.
Our whole business is an experiment. And honestly, anytime you put anything on social media, some people are going to hate it and some people are going to love it anyway. So why not make fun new things, right?
Exactly. You can't please everybody. And
you never will.
No matter what you do, it doesn't matter. You're going to make somebody mad. So the good thing about, you know, what you're doing, and you know, you don't have to go to an office. You don't have to, you know, you can do this stuff at home and put it up on the internet and still flourish and grow, because people are staying home and cooking more. They're not going out to dinner, you know, they're doing that a lot less. So they're actually having to cook, and they're interested in cooking. That's all. That's my whole thing, is I want people to be interested in cooking and making their own food and experimenting. And I think with all the growth of the backyard cookers in these last 10 years, with the pellet grills and, you know, all these different types of, you know, the flat tops and everything that's coming out geared towards the backyard, and people cooking in their own yards, is amazing. And it helps us, people like us, grow. So
we definitely know we've been riding that wave, and we're super grateful for it, because we've been on it as well. I mean, that's how we got on. You know, this wood-fired pellet smoker company dropped one off on our front porch and said, Susie, we need 5 new recipes a week. So we were on that, you know, as it was starting to grow, like we were on there learning how to do it. And we've just been super blessed and super accepted by this whole community, and it's just been an awesome ride.
Yeah, and that's I'm glad you guys were able to come back on. I'm really glad about the Grill Power Show on Food Network. Everybody check that out. Make sure you check out Hey Grill Hey. Make sure you check out it on Facebook, YouTube, their website. Check out the Grill Squad. Make sure you check out everything with Susie and Todd in it.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's lots to check out. Give yourself
there is. I mean, that's why I said you guys you're everywhere, and you know, I'm sure your time is you know, spread really thin. I want to thank you guys for being on. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on before we hang it up?
I don't know. Thanks for having us. We're grateful to be here. I mean, you know, we love doing podcasts, and we love doing interviews, and we love talking to people that share similar interests. So, you know, there's a Julia Childs quote that people who like food are always the best people. And I think it's like 3 times that for people that love barbecue, because we're all so excited about what we do, and we're all so passionate about the stuff that we get to make. And so it's our pleasure to be here and to have, you know, conversations with you about food and family and, you know, doing all these fun things we love to do.
Yeah, that's when we're passionate about it, and we like to spread it and get everybody else involved and get them passionate about it as well. So
yeah, it's like a big family. The more the merrier. We want more people cooking and more people barbecuing, so that means it's a bigger family for us.
It's not a competition. It's just something, you know, everybody can get involved in and have fun, and, you know, take care of their families and produce great food. So, well, thanks again, guys, for being on. Make sure you check them out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. I don't know about Twitter. I'm not a big Twitter guy. So do you guys?
We put recipes up there, but it's probably not our biggest presence. I think if anybody wants to just get a quick overview of what we do, head to the website first, heygrillhey.com. We have over 400 recipes on there. I can almost guarantee you can find something you want to try and cook this weekend. And then we'd love to have you wherever else you are.
Well, thanks again. I appreciate both of you guys for being on, and we will see you again on the next episode. Well, thanks again for joining us on the Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. I want to thank Susie and Todd Bulloch again of Hey Grill Hey for being on. I know they're busy. Make sure you check them out on their website, heygrillhey.com, on Facebook, Instagram. Follow them on YouTube as well. They got a lot going on, but they produce some really, really awesome content, and they're very personable and friendly. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, on our group, and our page. Make sure you follow us on our YouTube channel. Also, make sure you like and review our podcast because we're fast growing. I really appreciate all you guys who are listening to us on a regular basis, and I can't wait to bring you more episodes. I'll see you again on the next Fire and Water Cooking Podcast.